Hey, Doug here with Hope 360. Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to forgive after going through a divorce. And this video is part of a playlist titled Steps to Healing from a Divorce. And it's one of 13 videos, so I encourage you to go back and watch the rest of them as well. But how to forgive after a divorce. Divorces can be very messy. There can just be a lot of conflict. So I just wanted to say before I start, there is hope after a divorce. Many people, unfortunately, millions of people go through divorce. And I am here to tell you, I went through divorce. There is hope on the other side of it. While you're going through it, I'm sure you feel like this is just the worst thing you've ever gone through and you're just devastated. So I'm going to give you 3 points here on forgiveness in this video. So the first point is what forgiveness really is. What is that? Well, it's simply a decision on your part. Somebody told me early on that you're probably not going to want to forgive the person if you were wronged, but if you just make a decision, your heart will kind of eventually catch up with your mind. And what he meant by that was, here's your heart, and here's your mind. You make a decision to forgive, and you're way over here. You're like, my heart does just not want to forgive that person. But if you decide to forgive, and you pray for that person, and tell God that you want to forgive, eventually it's going to come like this, and your heart is going to align with your decision to forgive. And it was one of the best things I can do because it's freeing. Forgiveness is not forgetting. You're never maybe going to forget if you were wronged or what happened during the divorce. And it's not excusing the other person's wrong if they did wrong. Ephesians 4:31 and 32 says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ, God, forgave you." So he says in the Bible that we are commanded to forgive. The second point I want to share with you on how to forgive after a divorce is what forgiveness means for you. Well, it means that you're not going to go back to that person and continually beat them over the head with it, so to speak. You're not going to keep bringing it up, even if they haven't apologized or even if they haven't repented in front of God. Forgiving is, like I said, not forgetting, but you're not going to go back and club them over the head with it at times. And you might have to forgive. It's not a once and done thing. You might have to forgive not just once, not just twice, but literally dozens and dozens of times. I remember there was times where I would get frustrated even years later after my divorce on holidays and things, and I had to forgive even then. And so it's not very uncommon for that to happen. I've had other people tell me the same thing. Hey, if you like this and if you're getting value out of this video, will you like and subscribe? It helps with the algorithm on here. It helps get this video out to more people. The more engagement there is, if there's likes, subscribing to the channel, or even commenting, maybe you can say, amen, or just something, or maybe you have some thoughts and ideas on the video as well. But I really appreciate that. All right, the third point on forgiveness is, what happens if you don't forgive? You might say, I don't want to forgive. I am not doing that. Well, what it does is it traps you in bitterness. And you're going to be somebody that is not happy. You're going to be bitter. Other people aren't going to be around you or want to be around you. When you forgive, you're driving bitterness from your life and replacing it with godly, healthy qualities. Let me repeat that. I wrote that down word for word, actually. When you forgive, you are driving bitterness from your life and replacing it with godly qualities. So it's huge. You're going to be much more free and happy in your life and full of joy if you obey God's commandment, which is forgive. And if you don't forgive, it actually keeps you from moving on in your life. You want to move past this. You want to move on. And if you're caught up in in just bitterness, you're not going to be able to move on. And the other thing, and this is the biggest thing and the most important thing it keeps you from, is it keeps you distant from God. And you do not want to be distant from God. You want to be close to God. You want to be drawing close to God. You want to be running to God during this time, because you're probably most likely hurting. And in these times, this is a great opportunity to not waste this trial. Hey, thanks for watching. In my next video, when I talk about, or watch my next video rather, when I talk about dealing with your former spouse, and it's right here, just go ahead and click on it. All right, thanks for watching.